When you take your first steps, or when you hear the most important words, or find something you thought was lost forever, life is full of truly priceless moments, and you're about to see some of them.
Now, I'm almost ready to bring your hand down from your eyes and you'll be able to see.
This man had an eye surgery, and now he can see his wife and daughter for the first time in 27 years.
Wow!
Can you see?
Yes!
Yay!
You are more beautiful than I ever could have imagined.
This World War II veteran visited his war buddies for the first time. These police officers are saying goodbye to their colleague named Shadow, who spent almost 8 years catching criminals and searching for drugs until the dog started having health issues due to a tumor in its spleen. For his birthday, this guy got a replica of his beloved dog who had crossed the Rainbow Bridge. This gift made him tear up.
It's like so close.
And these are emotions of a 29-year-old woman who had been deaf since birth and just had a hearing implant installed. She is hearing for the very first time.
So now technically your device is on. Can you tell? Can you hear me? Can you hear your voice?
About to tell Bob I'm his kidney donor.
This woman just told the elderly man that she's going to be his kidney donor. Prior to this, she spent an entire year doing tests to make sure she can donate, and she kept it a secret, even from her own family.
Really? Oh my god! Oh my god!
When your brother is a talented videographer, your proposal is bound to be a masterpiece. Imagine the woman's emotions when her mother, who suffers from Alzheimer's, had a moment of clarity, recognized her daughter, and told her that she loves her. It took this guy 9 years of incredible effort to get here. Doctors told him there was only 1% chance he would ever walk again. This is a great example on how you should greet your best friend coming back from the army. And this is what happens when you only get to see your sister once a year. This guy gave his mother the best Christmas gift when he returned to her after not being able to see her for 2 years due to the pandemic. This woman came home from deployment and came to surprise her dentist mom at work. This guy hadn't seen his friend for a long time while he was away, but it turns out he was much closer than expected. A haircut can wait. This woman wanted to surprise her school friend by coming to visit from a different city, but no one expected this reaction like this.
Oh my God! You said you were sorry, that's protection.
I just want
A very touching reunion between a son and his mother after 4 long years apart. This guy came to visit his girlfriend, and it looks very romantic. What do you think is the best present for a girl on her 21st birthday? This girl came to visit her parents for Christmas, arriving in the middle of the night. Dad definitely appreciated the surprise. And this girl traveled from Australia to visit her friend after not seeing her for 3 years. Due to having been deported, this man was not able to see his family for 4 years. It's hard to surprise someone turning 50, but when your best friend comes from Denmark for your anniversary, that's definitely a welcome surprise. This man's daughter lives in Australia, which is why they haven't seen each other for 2 years, when all of a sudden, and this toddler just had his hearing implant, and he is able to hear for the first time. This girl learned sign language to thank the deaf delivery driver who regularly visited them during lockdown. This baby just made his sisters very happy with his first steps. This teacher worked at the same school for 50 years, and this is her last day. Just look at the amazing send-off she received from the students. And this guy has been anxiously waiting for his medical license for a long time, and his family was behind him every step of the way. And finally, this little girl can see the world in all of its beauty for the first time. What a happy moment for her and her mother.
Her name is Gracie, and she received Jake's heart.
As a wedding present, this woman gave her new husband an opportunity to hear his late brother's heartbeat. It took her a year to find the person who received the heart transplant, but it was definitely worth it.
You came.
Thank you for having me.
You have the heart of a champion. I love you.
I love you.
You'll always be a part of my family.
The first person this girl wanted to share her victory with was her dad. When you announce to your parents that they're about to be grandma and grandpa, be ready for this.
Get the fuck out! No way! Are you serious? Oh my gosh!
Who can tell that this lovely lady just turned 84? She is acting like a happy child. It is true what they say, the soul stays young forever. As the news team were filming a report about a hurricane, the cameraman set his camera aside to go help people struggling through the water. No one would call the job of window cleaners of Dubai skyscrapers easy. Thankfully, there are kind residents who take care of the workers on a hot day.
What's up? Here you go. Hello.
This man found $27,000 lost by the collector near an ATM. He came inside the bank and returned the entire fortune down to every cent, making the bank workers very happy. What would you do? And this guy fed several dozen hungry children from disadvantaged families. The store assistant decided to test the boy's integrity, planting some AirPods among the cakes, and the boy certainly passed.
Where'd you found them over there? Yeah, I found it in the cake, bro. Are you? Just because honest, I'm about to give you some free AirPods. Here you go, man. Bro, thank you. Yo, take care, man.
As a result, he got the AirPods as a gift.
He came back. Yo, what's up, man? I forgot them in there?
Yo.
That's for you, bro, just because you're honest.
Real?
Yeah, man.
My first time having a bro. This means a lot.
While UPS and FedEx compete with each other, their delivery drivers help one another. This 8-year-old boy was out trick-or-treating when he saw that one bowl was completely empty. He filled it with candy from his own bag so that other kids wouldn't miss out. This Ukrainian boy traveled from Kiev to Italy when the war began, and he was very unhappy to have to leave his home and his dad behind. But look at the warm welcome he received from his new classmates. This cyclist noticed a guy riding a children's bike. He introduced himself and invited the guy on a kid's bike to a cycling store. The guy agreed, but he certainly did not expect his new friend to give him a new bicycle, and couldn't help but cry with joy.
Oh my God!
These teenagers learned that their friend likes cement trucks, so they decided to bring him some joy with a gift.
Oh my goodness, a cement truck! Whoa! Oh, I love this!
What are you selling?
Water, soda, and Gatorade.
How much is a bottle of water?
And here is an act of kindness towards an elderly drinks vendor. These guys bought 5 bottles worth $1 for $1,000.
I always say kindness given comes back around.
Actually, we wanted to give to you today. I have $500 here for you.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. You said what goes around comes around, right? And this is coming around.
Oh my God.
That's for you, Kit.
Oh my God.
But I actually have $500 for you too, so it's $1,000. What is your dream?
To get back in my home again.
This woman used to be a military nurse and saved many lives in her day. At the age of 99, she was the one who needed help when a hurricane destroyed her home. Fortunately, kind people raised $10,000 to help her, and their good deed brought her to tears. Now that's true karma.
It's $10,000.
It's amazing.
You've made my day.
This cat came up to its owner to comfort her in the last minutes of her life. Mummy star Brendan Fraser was in tears after receiving a 6-minute ovation from the audience. He hadn't starred in many movies recently, and he certainly did not expect this kind of reaction to the premiere of his new movie. To surprise her mother for Mother's Day, this girl recreated pictures from her mom's youth and made a video compilation. Here is her mother's reaction.
That's awesome! I love it! Thank you! I actually remember all these pictures. Mama Bear's home.
This girl had a backpack stolen. Inside was a teddy bear that spoke with the voice of her late mother.
I love you.
Thankfully, 2 complete strangers recognized the thief from the CCTV footage and did everything in their power to return the teddy bear to its rightful owner.
Mama Bear's home.
This man spent several months learning to walk again, just so he could walk his daughter down the aisle.
They found the reason for your pain?
This woman suffered from heavy bleeds for a long time, and this is her reaction to finding out that the doctors finally determined the cause of her issues.
They found it. Finally. Can I give her a hug?
This guy found an original way to ask a girl to prom.
Hey, Nanny, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
His mouth already in the base.
This man just found out he's about to become a grandfather, and this is his reaction. A 9-year-old girl won a dead hang competition, holding on to the bar for 8 whole minutes, even longer than a healthy, fully grown man. I'd be happy too. Just look at these people's emotions, receiving toy copies of the pets that they lost.
Hey Dad, happy 80th birthday.
These women filmed a video for their dad's 80th birthday, apologizing for not being able to be there in person. But that was only a small part of their devious plan, because a moment later, they appeared in front of him.
Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday! And I wasn't late.
This man was just told that he's going to have a granddaughter, and judging by his happy reaction, he's going to be an amazing grandfather. That's exactly what happened.
Hey Mom, we have a surprise for you.
This woman's daughter gave her a priceless Christmas gift, having a custom diamond made from grandma's ashes.
It's beautiful. Oh
my God.
Look how surprised these people were when their parents' photos were brought to life using an app.
Oh my goodness.
This woman came to see her friend at work after 5 years of being apart. Looks like she needs a day off.
I'm like shaking now.
This woman has twin sons, and she hasn't seen one of them for 9 years. When he came home, he decided to prank her and pretend to be his twin brother.
Oh my God. Norman, oh my God.
And this is a best friend reunion after 4 months apart. This guy traveled for 10 hours just so he could personally wish happy birthday to his 11-year-old nephew. The result was worth it.
Happy birthday!
This guy wanted to surprise his girlfriend for her birthday. Even he didn't expect such a strong reaction. This girl thought she was having a picture taken by herself, but it turned out that her best friend was behind her. They haven't seen each other for a whole year.
Yeah, do you like it? What do you mean? Look closely. What, do you like it?
And this man arranged a heartwarming reunion for his military buddy. They served together for 6 years, but then spent 19 years apart.
Oh my God.
This girl visited a friend after 3 years of not seeing each other. This girl organized a surprise party for her boyfriend, inviting all of his friends. What an amazing surprise! This couple hadn't seen each other for almost 6 months before they were finally reunited. Just imagine the father's emotions when he saw his daughter for the first time in 21 years. All of this time, she lived in another country, and they were unable to visit each other due to immigration barriers. When this girl got sick, her friend came to see her all the way from New Zealand to support her. The chances of her survival were pretty slim, but after several months of treatment, she got better and immediately went to surprise her friend for her 30th birthday.
Oh my God! I think I'm dead!
This girl gave her stepdad the best wedding present when she asked him to officially become her dad.
Frank, will you be my dad?
This man released a homeless cat back into the wild. But the cat had other plans. Here is a reaction of a 2-year-old boy named Pearson when he saw his mom as a bride. An old man is asking his wife to be his Valentine. And just listen to the lovely words he dedicated to her.
My wife, my friend, my Valentine. Each day of my life is filled with happiness because you are a part of it. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
That is very, very nice.
This is the sweetest Valentine's Day celebration I have ever seen. Soccer player Ian Wright was mistakenly told that his first school teacher had died. So imagine his emotions when he discovered that it wasn't true.
How are you doing? I can't believe it. Someone said you was dead. And I'm so glad you've done so well with yourself.
This young woman received a picture with her dad as a graduation present. Although he is no longer around, his smile will forever live on in her heart. When two people find common ground, it's always a pleasure to see. Just like this guy and his girlfriend's little sister. Or like this pair. This woman thought that her son was giving her a box of chocolates. Turns out, inside was an ultrasound picture of his pregnant wife. When the time came for the 97-year-old mother of these two women to leave this world, the sisters asked her to send them a sign in the form of a bird. 10 days later, a cardinal flew into their kitchen, and they spent a long time stroking the bird. Take a look at what happens when they try to release it. And this guy personally prepared his girlfriend for a marathon with training and moral support. And here's how he encouraged her at the finish line. If she knew he was about to do that, she might have ran even faster. When your cat enjoys playing with you more than you do. And this is how a loving father gives a send-off to his daughter leaving for the Navy. This girl bought several bouquets of flowers to give them to strangers. Such a simple gesture, but it brings a lot of joy.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Flowers for you. Oh, thank you.
Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Oh, we have flowers for you. Have a beautiful day. You're very welcome.
What's happened? You got your bike, son?
Get off the bike, mate.
Fucking hell, son. Look who chasing me now.
This driver saw a guy's bicycle being stolen, so he raced to catch the thief and returned the bike to its rightful owner. I wish there were more stories like this.
I'm having the bike, blood. Yo, get off. Hey, get off the bike, blood. Get off the bike, blood. You're doing robbing a man's bike, blood. The car. What's it?
And here, the entire village gathered to help pull out a van that had rolled down due to a landslide. In one of the Ukrainian villages, there were barely any homes left standing due to hostile military strikes. More than 30 volunteers from all over the country came together to help people restore their homes. And this person will definitely be safe when the machines take over the world. He even said thanks.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Oh my goodness. Is this like a...
This boy doesn't know it yet, but he is about to get a present that he wanted since he was 3 years old. A dog.
Happy birthday.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cry.
Okay. Say hi. Happy birthday, buddy.
Yes, mate. How are you?
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, can I give you a free haircut? Yeah, all right. Thank you.
A free cut from a professional barber was a real blessing for this homeless man.
Thank you, bro. What do you love you too, yeah? How you feel? You like it? I'm happy to see you smile. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This guy only had 30% of his hearing since he was only 18 months old, and recently he lost his hearing completely. When he had a hearing implant installed, he cried happy tears, realizing he can enjoy music once again. When you sacrifice your own comfort for a mother and a child that you've never met. What do you think would make an 85-year-old woman happy? For this lady, it's tickets to the Braves game.
No way! Yes! To the World Series! Happy birthday!
This 26-year-old food delivery driver was delivering an order when he noticed an old man on the verge of collapse at the side of the road. He risked a poor review for a late delivery to give the man first aid and wait for an ambulance to arrive.
Mom and Dad surprising Cameron.
This man told his wife's daughter that he officially adopted her. The girl dreamt about it for 5 years, ever since her mom got married.
And Mom hugging her too.
Care workers made one of their regulars happy when they gave her a free cake for her birthday. The grandkids made their grandma happy when they brought her to a fully remodeled apartment.
What do you think, Mom?
Come on in. Come see it.
This woman finished college, despite the fact that she had a baby at 17. Now, her 6-year-old daughter tells Grandma and Grandpa that her mom is moving to Tulsa to be a doctor. Look how supportive her parents are. This guy just received his first Father's Day gift, a picture featuring his 1-year-old daughter and his father, who passed away 5 years ago. This man just got the best birthday gift. Papers stating that the girl he raised from the time she was little officially carries his last name. Due to COVID, this couple spent 10 weeks apart, and the man came to finally see his girlfriend on their 2.5-year anniversary, really turning her day around after she had a bad day at work. This girl in a wheelchair would never be able to see the stage so well, if it weren't for the crowd that lifted her up.
Hi, Mrs. Brown.
This guy learned that his 85-year-old neighbor lost her wedding ring in the yard. He brought a metal detector and found her ring.
I'm so happy right
now. It's because I love you with all my heart.
This girl did not expect that her fiancé would give her her childhood toy, a teddy bear named Whitney, as a Christmas gift. He looked through thousands of photos of vintage teddy bears to reconstruct her old toy to its original state.
Yes.
This man met the love of his life at a retirement home, and he's about to propose. Who says that love is reserved only for young people? This girl made her grandpa cry when she asked him to walk her down the aisle, along with her dad. No one came to this elderly lady's birthday, and she was about to blow out the candles completely alone. But then, the waitress and other patrons joined in, taking the place of her family and friends who weren't there. A cute way to come home from deployment, but it's weird how long it took her to notice her boyfriend. And this is a reunion between two friends after being apart for over 2 years. This girl couldn't believe her eyes when her boyfriend came back after a long time away. Another couple reunion. The girl clearly did not expect this. And here, a girl surprised her friend and made her very happy because they really missed each other. This guy hasn't seen his girlfriend in ages and decided to surprise her by coming to New York and sneaking into her home while she was at work. This man got the best birthday present ever. He just learned that he's about to become a grandfather. For many years, this dog and its owner were inseparable. Unfortunately, the owner passed away, and the animal has been wandering the streets in search of her ever since. People thought showing the dog the portrait of her owner might be a good idea. And look at the way the dog reacts to it. These sisters got tattoos of their grandma's handwriting and showed it to her. Surely grandma can't tell them off for a tattoo like this. Daddy Giraffe came to see its newborn baby and gave the female giraffe a kiss. They're just like people. This man survived a stroke in 2014, which meant he wasn't able to hug his grandkids. But his family came up with a way for him to finally be able to do it. If you don't have a cat, a parakeet makes a great alternative. And it clearly doesn't mind. This man got a puppy for his 30th birthday, just like he always wanted.
Happy birthday, I love you. Happy birthday.
He was very touched. This person saw that puppies were guarding something and even tried to growl. Turns out they were guarding newborn kittens. So small and already so protective. A guy with prosthetic legs gave his crutches to a disabled homeless man. He may not have his legs, but he sure has a big heart.
I think you have really pretty eyes. All right, have a good day.
This guy is complimenting strangers and making their day.
Just want to say I love your shoes, man.
Oh, thanks, bro. Give me a hug, bro.
A hug, bro? Oh.
This pilot was keeping a kid in the airport waiting area entertained before the flight.
3, 4, do it on the floor now. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
If it weren't for the kids who rushed to this man's aid, he would be collecting spilled fruit much, much longer. The 5-year-old son of a police officer who died in the line of duty returns to school for the first time after the tragedy that struck his family. He is escorted by more than 70 police officers, and the SWAT team even gave him a badge and a t-shirt. That's the highest level of support. This boy's mom took him to McDonald's after he's had a rough week at school due to being bullied, and the server chose his own way to support the boy. And this 20-year-old guy is a volunteer who would deliver food to kids 3 times a day on his bicycle, even in the worst weather imaginable. Seeing his kindness, other volunteers decided to give him a car, and this gift brought him to tears. And this cart was caught red-handed when it tried to escape, and even planned to take the TV along with it. This elderly gentleman carries water in his hands to give to a dog. This girl lost her hair due to an illness, but this kind hairdresser helped her out. This military guard spent so long at his post that he could barely stand due to exhaustion, and his colleagues supported him in a very literal sense. Not only was this 4-year-old not afraid, he even offered a hug to the bewildered Michael Myers. If you're a father, you know how hard this is. But this dad does a great job with his daughter's hair. Subway passengers taking care of a sleeping woman when her suitcase starts to move. This was a social experiment, but it's nice to see that there are many kind people still out there.
What? Wait, what? Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Oh my god. It's me enough.
This man was released from prison, and the first thing he did was go to see his daughter at school, after not seeing her for 10 years.
You okay?
Yeah.
Not only did he play a great game, he was also reunited with his girlfriend. This girl hasn't seen her best friend for several months. And finally, due to illness, this man hasn't seen his son for 8 whole months. And this time they were only allowed a 15-minute visit to be together as a family. A reunion with my girlfriend expectation versus reality. And this is a reunion between a mother and a son after he spent a year in prison, and she feared that he would be deported.
No me abraces, madre. Estoy cochino, ma. Estoy cochino, ma. Estoy cochino, ma.
When you decide to surprise your girlfriend at work. When your friend is a little bit too creative with surprises. And this is a surprise for the bride from her brother, who came home from deployment on her wedding day. This guy definitely did not expect to see his girlfriend, who was very far away for 3 months. A delivery for mom straight from the Navy. When your best friend wakes you up with a homecoming, the best way to wake up.
Yo! What the fuck? Yo! Oh my god.
And that's all for today. If you want more, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in our next video.